64-bit legends. Welcome.
Legend of the game, like GoldenEye, I'm more than right.
Yeah.
The perfect dark is dreams that seem to come to life. 64-bit, the shit, it's as real as it
Yeah.
gets. We can talk sports, games, and music, take your pick. With the news, pull up and crack a brew. Smoke one with the crew, tune in and take a view.
Watch.
We here to raise the bar from the lowest mark. Sit your ass down and listen, it's time for the show to start.
Welcome to another episode of the 64-bit Legends. I am Bobby Caboose. As always, looking for that hot tag is Melvin Troy.
Oh, we're tagging in today.
We're tagging in.
Tagging in hot. You know, I got to say, I'm feeling pretty good. I was telling you earlier, I have not eaten in almost 24 hours.
Yep.
I'm shooting for a
72 hours?
72-hour fast. The longest I've ever done is 36.
Okay.
So I know this. Everybody's pumped. That's why I wanted to. I couldn't contain this news to everybody.
I know. This came off like right off the riff.
Yeah, I want to fucking just let this out because I know I wouldn't be able to keep this a secret for the whole podcast. But yes, I am shooting for a 72-hour fast. Tune in next week to see how well I do. This has been a wild ride. You know what? I'm not even hungry. I did have 2 espressos when you got here, though.
Yeah, you did.
So I'm a little.
You're going to be
wired.
up until late night.
You know, I don't think so because I'll probably crash. I'm probably going to have a hardcore crash because I'm going to go to the gym tonight.
All right.
So we're going to do that.
My ass is sore from going to the gym the other day.
Yeah.
Doing legs. Like, just a little overdone it to get back into it.
Yeah.
And I got to go back tomorrow because I've had 2 days off. So I'm going back tomorrow and probably the next 5 days at least.
Well, you know, it's that time of year to really get. A lot of people always say this is
Summer bod.
summer. Well, people want to prepare for the summer bod. I'm not really caring about that. More so that I said this about January. Everyone talks about January comes, new year, new me.
Yeah.
And I say this is my advice. It's like if you want to do a New Year's resolution, you need to start it in December. Pre-Christmas.
Yep.
Because that's when it's all, you got to stick through it through Christmas. You're like, but it's Christmas, I want to have fun. Hey, if you're not willing to give it up then you're not willing to give it up come January.
Okay.
You're lying to yourself. Now, here's the other side of that. Is you're going to, even if you do it in December, you rev yourself up into January. February is a short month,
Yep.
but it feels like a long month.
Because it's an extra day.
There is an extra day this year, the leap year, but it's also because it's just February sucks. Like the weather sucks.
Don't say about Black History Month.
Well, it's great for that. That's the one shining thing that we got is the opportunity to reflect on Black history. And this year we got an extra day out of it. So congratulations to our African brothers out there and sisters. Let's not forget about them too. But it's tough. So you're gonna fall off the wagon a little bit. March is the perfect time to course correct, and that's what I think this is all about. This is what I want to leave everybody with today as we wrap up the podcast. Thank you for listening.
Yep.
We're gonna wrap this up now.
No problem. Shortest podcast in our history.
Yep. So just as we leave you today, I want to leave you with this message:
Don't fuck up.
don't fuck up. March is the month for you. All right. But
No, I always for New Year's resolutions because the gym is always on New Year's resolutions, right?
Yeah.
It's like I gotta be fit and whatever. You're exactly right. Don't start it in January. Either start it in December, or start it in February or March because then all the people that made these New Year's resolutions they give up after like 3
those
weeks.
fucking losers.
And then you have the lingerers after the 3 weeks, but they'll die down.
Yeah.
So you start back up in February or March, and then you do it for the rest of the year, and you're golden.
Yeah.
You're golden, pony boy.
I think there's something to that. Truly, I do. I think that there's some truth to it. If you doubt me, try it. Prove me wrong.
And we live in the Midwest. There's a lot of snow, bad weather, and shit. You don't want to be going outside unless you have a gym inside your house.
Yeah.
You don't want to be going out to do that, especially because then you got to bring a change of clothes because it's cold outside, but you don't want to wear like your winter gear outside into the gym because then it'd be too hot. So you got to change, and you got to change back. Then you leave all sweaty, and then you're cold because you're wet and it's cold outside. And
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing though. you're prepping yourself because when it gets to be warmer out, you can start socializing more. People want to come outside their home, and it's easy to be, a fat piece of shit when you're all alone. But when you're out in public, you don't want that because you're like, oh wait, maybe I'm too fat of a piece of shit. So you want to like get yourself in shape.
Unless you're fat boy fat, then it's fine.
Then that's fine. But you don't want to find yourself lonely and fat when everyone else is having a good time.
Because it's not going to be a fat boy summer.
No. It's going to be a lonely boy summer.
And speaking of lonely, the most loneliest guy probably ever.
Yeah.
Mr. Mike Jones.
Yeah.
Not Mike Jones. Not what was his American Dream Mike Jones.
No, not that guy.
Virgil passed away.
He is, let me just describe him. He is past. Do you know how old he was?
I think he was, I don't know. I was going to say like 72, but I think someone else died. No, Chris Mortensen was 72. He died on Sunday. He was an ESPN analyst.
Well, he was probably up there. As a wrestler, wrestlers don't have a long shelf life, generally speaking. But I'm reading here a description of Virgil on a website. It's Virgil is a self-proclaimed wrestling superstar.
That's not really self-proclaimed. I mean, he was in WWF.
Well, he also proclaims it, though.
Yeah, okay.
And he wrestled for a time in the early to mid-'90s, having lost almost every match. And now, well, at least in the time of writing, he's now passed, spends his days showing up to places usually uninvited to try to hustle people into paying for an autograph. And I'm reading this from the famous website
lonelyvirgil.net.
lonelyvirgil.net, which was last updated in 2014, November 8th, 2014, almost 10 years ago. We're just under 10 years away from the last update.
So let me ask you, what was your favorite Virgil moment?
My favorite Virgil moment in wrestling?
If you could pick one.
Or in Lonely Virgil?
In Virgil's life, what was your favorite Virgil moment?
My favorite was when he was lonely. No, I don't. Wasn't he in the NWO?
Yeah, he was.
I like that.
His name was Vincent.
In the NWO?
Because he was in WCW, they couldn't use the Virgil name.
Oh.
And so here's a little or Wrestling Inside, right?
Yeah.
So Virgil in WWF was basically the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase's butler.
Yeah.
AKA like kind of like it was kind of like weird because it was almost like a slave, but I don't want to use that word. So he was like a butler, right?
Yeah.
He rubbed his feet at times in promos and did his bidding for him, right?
Well, that's why they named him Virgil. Virgil's a terrible name.
So this is why they named him Virgil.
Oh, really?
So this is the Wrestling Insight, right?
Okay.
So they named him Virgil because Dusty Rhodes' real name is Virgil.
Okay.
So it was a little shot at Dusty Rhodes, right? Naming him Virgil.
Okay.
Well, he goes to WCW in the NWO, and they name him Vincent
for
Vince McMahon.
Oh, wow. So he's only just a butt of a joke to get a dig at someone else.
Yes.
That's his whole career.
Yes.
Well,
or at least that's, the rumor and innuendo.
Well, so I'm going to lonelyvirgil.net. This was it. The first post on this was from March 19th, 2012.
Okay.
Now the rumor is, if I remember correctly, this website, domain, whatever, the rumor is it's owned by
Virgil.
No. Sam Roberts.
Okay. All right.
Back before he was doing anything with the WWE.
Okay.
Does he still do stuff with? I know he shows up from time to time.
He's actually like A&E has those WWE biography documentaries.
Yeah.
He's actually largely in part with those. They interview him on those and stuff like that. So, and he does a lot of the big events as far as like the pre-shows. Like he'll probably do WrestleMania pre-show in a couple weeks. Well,
the rumor is if he doesn't, he's the one he originally brought this to my attention on the radio back in 2012 or whatever. And this it's really great because if you look at the pictures, he is lone. Like, he's at these conventions. You have the first one here, where he's at a convention. It just says Virgil Wrestling Superstar, and it's just him at an empty table. This is the photo that started it all. Virgil #lonely several years ago at the San Diego Comic-Con. It has become a sensation and the subject of a very famous You're the Man Now Dog page, which is a meme page from back in the day. Much more famous than Virgil.
So obviously that's like the first pictures on a Comic-Con, but do you think it's a work? Do you think it's like, okay, this is before the Comic-Con started, let's take a picture of you?
No, because if we go up the page here, you'll see why. The next one here, it's him standing at a table. This time the sign says the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase and Virgil, WWE Superstar. Now, if you notice, Ted DiBiase is nowhere near this place, and there is also no line of people interested in getting a signature from Virgil or a photograph. This one was found via Google image search. Virgil is waiting for some company. The fans must not have known he was going to be there.
Again, that could be before the event starts, though. We don't know when these... But that seems to be the new sign is Ted DiBiase and Virgil in all these.
Yeah, he started to be like, you know what, let's get this Ted DiBiase sign up there. So now this one is, sometimes when wrestlers do signings, hustlers bring their own table and set up in the parking lot, which is a photo of Virgil. Oh, I guess you can't zoom in on the picture. This is a photo of Virgil with a table literally in a parking lot.
With nobody in line.
And the sign says Ted DiBiase and Virgil. By the way, Ted DiBiase, not in this parking lot. And Virgil, WWE Superstar. And then the caption continues. I mean, wrestlers no one is interested in meeting. At least Virgil got to work on his tan. And that's him in the parking lot.
I think this is a work.
I don't know.
I think it's a work.
And truly in all these photos, he is alone. There is no one really in his near vicinity.
I mean, this one, he looks like he's going to a different booth.
Yeah, looks like, he went, well, there's a line. If you look at this one, there's a line to another booth. And
so that's pictures of Virgil on there.
Yeah, that's his pictures.
But then there's Erwin Keeves next to him.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, nobody's there, but there's a big line over here for somebody, and it looks like he's looking to see what that big line is for, because they're not lined up for him. And it's, again, Virgil Wrestling Superstar, Ted DiBiase, and Virgil, which he keeps putting Ted DiBiase, but Ted DiBiase's nowhere in these photos.
He's the $1 Million Man.
This one was also found on Google Image, the Wrestling Superstar Virgil, complete with his misspelled... Oh, Ted DiBiase is misspelled. I didn't even realize this. Yeah, it's Ted DiBase. It's B-A-I-S-E. I didn't even notice that. With Ted DiBiase is misspelled. It takes time out of his busy San Diego Comic-Con schedule to have a look around, and that's what he's doing. He's looking at this line over here that's not lined up for him. Now, this one looks like they lost the photo. So this one looks like that got taken down. At SlyCon on Twitter sent this one with #lonely. Here, Virgil sees what it's like to have a customer by looking at the table located next to him. So now he's upped his game a little bit more.
He covered DiBiase, though.
He did cover the misspelled DiBiase, but with photos of Ted DiBiase, who, again, not there.
No, not there.
He's not there. Ted DiBiase's nowhere to be found there. And he's looking at this table where it looks like someone's selling like collectibles. There's a big line there.
Maybe they're all Virgil collectibles.
I don't know. How many collectibles did Virgil have?
I mean, probably like an action figure. Maybe a Virgil T-shirt.
Here's another one. Looks like he's got a big sign this time of him and more so Ted DiBiase, because it literally just says Ted DiBiase, and then in small letters the something Virgil.
The $1 Million Man.
Oh no! That doesn't even say Virgil. It just says $1 Million. There's no Virgil listed on this sign.
Yeah, but he's in the sign. He's wearing his little red suit.
That is true. The V-Man found out about an indie wrestling show in Baltimore and decided to show up. This was reportedly the longest line he had all night. Thanks. There is no line. He actually looks like he's packing
The
up.
next one, he's like relaxed.
He's just
He's
chilling.
got the $1 million belt right there.
Oh, really? Okay. So another Twitter user found this one, sent from Chicago, Virgil taking in the scene. He's just taking in the scene around him of all these other people at these other tables, as he really didn't have much else to do. He was just, there was no line of people there. Virgil was at Sinomania Wrestling Convention, so were a lot of other people, just not around him. And that's true.
He looks like he's in a bathroom, like the tile.
It does. There's a bathroom. He's right next to a trash can, and now he did lose the misspelled sign of Ted DiBiase or Ted Du Bois or whatever.
And this one actually says that must be the sign that it says and Virgil maybe below it.
Yeah,
the sign that we saw before.
And then Virgil up at Orlando. Back in this one's from 2007. So this post is in 2012, but this photo is from 2007. And even then,
he's still lonely.
He's still alone, and he's got Virgil Wrestling Superstar. Let's continue. There's not a ton. This is in memory of Virgil. By the way, we're doing this. R.I.P. Virgil.
He passed away within the last week. So did Ole Anderson. He was an original Four Horsemen.
Oh wow!
Not Arn Anderson, who you're probably thinking about.
I was thinking,
but Ole Anderson. They actually named Arn Anderson, I believe, Anderson because they looked like brothers.
Oh,
so they like kayfabe that.
Okay.
He passed away, and I believe Luna Vachon's dad, Madman Vachon, he passed away too.
Oh.
3 wrestlers in like a week.
Damn. Well, unfortunately, we only have enough time to really commemorate one of their lives, and we're going to spend today with Virgil.
Yes.
And because here's another. Now, this one is a crafty one. Now, if you look here. Oh, wait. I got to scroll down. We'll get to that one at the end. But this one here, again, lonely. Same thing. Our buddy on Twitter from the 2012 Motor City Comic Con. This is here.
Oh, snap. I would have went up to him.
Yeah, and it says it looks more like a GM factory in Flint because it's empty.
Yes.
Because industry left Flint long, long ago.
Way before the water was bad.
Yeah. Here's another photo from 2012 Detroit Comic-Con. Same year.
Now, where are these people going?
Looks like they're going to go to...
Antonio Morales?
Yeah, whoever Antonio Morales is. I don't know who that is. But they're in line for that guy.
All right. Who's to the right of him?
Some lady. I can't make out I can't zoom in because the links are dead.
It looks like Jill Taylor or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think the wife from Home Improvement would use that name if she was at Comic-Con, but that's what it looks like.
Yeah, and it's a picture of Virgil at his table alone, eating, and the caption says, "Plenty of time for a snack at the 2012 Detroit Comic-Con." All right, we scroll up here. It's in New York Comic-Con 2011.
I mean, at least he's in the mix in this one.
Yeah,
There's
a lot of
people around him.
A lot of people were checking out the Comic-Con. Unfortunately, none stopped by to say hello to Big Virg. And here's the table. You see the photos of Ted DiBiase here. Everyone's just kind of walking by, and he's just like chatting up some lady there.
She's got a badge on, so it might be someone that's
she's probably
working
like, "Hey, no one's coming to your table. Do you need that?
You can probably bounce out of here."
Yeah, we got Mark Hamill coming in. Star Wars is big.
Yeah.
Virgil waits for the crowd to arrive in 2012 WonderCon. Spoiler: no one's coming. There's him, WWE superstar. By this point, it looks like he is hiding the misspelled DiBiase. Yeah. Again, another one where he's in Niagara Falls all alone. Even this guy.
That guy's a wrestling fan too, based on his hair.
Yeah, the skullet and the Spider-Man shirt, the tie-dyed Spider-Man shirt, and these black socks, black Velcro shoes, and whatever these shorts. I mean, this guy, if you guys could only see this, go to lonelyvirgil.net. This one is the one I looked at, though. This is crafty. So Someone on Twitter posted this picture of Lonely Virgil literally selling 8x10s in the subway at Grand Central Station in New York City. He got less business than the guy selling deodorant to feed the homeless. So I'm guessing that's what this crowd is over here. He's literally just in a subway. He put up a sign that says Virgil WWE Superstar. And there's a couple pictures of him and Ted DiBiase, and he's trying to sell.
The one picture's with Ted DiBiase and Andre the Giant.
Oh, there we go. That's a good one. And he's just trying to sell them.
Yeah, he's hustling.
That one's good. It's like, hey, you know what? I got a little time here while I'm waiting for the subway. Let's see if I can sell some of these things. This one looks pretty bad.
Yeah, that one looks like a wedding hall, and nobody's there.
Now, what year did they do WrestleMania in New York? Was it 2013?
I have no idea.
Okay. Well, because the caption here says Virgil spent 2013's WrestleMania weekend in this New York hotel.
Okay, it probably was there.
A lot of other people were there, but nowhere near him. Thanks for Rude DiBiase TV at Twitter for sending this one in.
What if it was DiBiase behind it the whole time? He's like, no one. He's like, no one go up to him.
Get out of. Yeah, Ted DiBiase's. Is he still alive, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's still running it. He's like, it's his vengeance.
He goes to every Comic-Con and every event that Virgil's supposed to be at, and he just tells everyone like at the entrance, he's like, don't go. He like gives them $20 not to go to Virgil.
So this is the same hotel, same weekend, more people, just not near him.
At least he's relaxing.
There's a guy sitting in front of him.
It looks like he's having the worst day of his life.
He's got his head in his hand. And so the caption says, Virgil hanging out in that New York City hotel WrestleMania weekend by himself. The guy in front of him with his head in his hand. Can't believe Virgil's still doing this.
He's like, God damn it, Virgil. Why are you here? You ruined my day by being here.
Yeah, just some more lonely Virgils. I have no idea where Virgil is, but he's definitely lonely, and he does seem to be all alone there. This one really does look bad.
Yeah, that one does look bad.
Because there's just so much empty floor next. They didn't even put a table next to him. There's tables elsewhere, just not near him. They're like, no, don't even put a table next to him.
It's like he's like cursed, and no one wants to be near him. Like, we'll put up Virgil's table here. He's not going to get any traction, so no, just set your table up somewhere else.
This one's a good one, though, because he's just set up outside in these last two pictures where Virgil's been making appearances at Trader Jack's in Pennsylvania for the last 3 weeks. I don't know what Trader Jack's is, probably a flea market.
Yeah.
But the people who do apparently don't know who Virgil is. Yeah, because he's got a little tent to keep the sun off him.
I would probably guess it would be like a, what's it called that used to be in Mount Clemens?
Oh, like a Gibraltar?
Yeah, Gibraltar.
Yeah, like a flea market type environment. Come on, buddy. So he's got that. He's out by like an RV in a parking lot again. He's in another parking lot here. This was in Ohio.
Oh, okay.
He's just in some campground flea market scenario. There's somebody on a motorized scooter buzzing past him in this parking lot here in a flea market in Pennsylvania. He's just outside.
Virgil prepares to hurl himself in front of his unsuspecting woman's motor scooter for $15. Great caption.
Yeah, that's a good one. He's just all alone out there. No one's buying nothing. Wait a minute. He's not so alone. What's going on here?
Who's that weird woman or guy that looks like Chris Jericho now?
Yeah, that's let's see. According to Hard Rock's John Pascal, the Chiller Theater Autograph Convention was shut down by a fire marshal because of overcrowding. They must not have noticed all the room in front of Virgil's table. So this must have been them saying, hey, we got to shut this down. There's too many people. He's like, what? I mean...
He's like, I get it.
Here's the thing, though. Like, I want to know... He can't be just traveling just for these conventions if no one's... Like...
That's because it's a work. His whole website's a work. Everyone loves Virgil.
I wonder... Because you have to also spend money to, like, rent the table. So... How much money was he walking away with And then here's the last one. Looks like there was a video in 2016 that was posted, but it got privated.
Who's next to him? Because they have like a Sting picture.
Oh yeah.
That's Dude Love.
Is that Mick Foley? There's Dude Love. There's Sting. Virgil was at the event. Virgil was at the big event in Queens, New York this weekend. There were a ton of wrestling fans, although you'd never know looking at Virgil's table. Yeah, I don't know who this other guy is. Maybe he's just an artist?
Yeah, or maybe he's just selling those pictures or something. I don't know.
And this lady's talking to this guy at the table, not Virgil. And Virgil looks like he's just trying to like get her attention. Be like, hey, over here. Look at him reaching over.
Oh, I thought it almost looked like he had like one of those old cameras.
Oh, he's taking a picture?
And he's taking a picture. He's like, let me get a souvenir.
But the rumor was, when I heard about this, is that he would hustle you. Like he would just forcefully sell you on, even if you didn't know who he was. And that's how he made his money, I guess.
I mean, he should have had some rolling with the $1 Million Man all those years.
Yeah, it's like, and it almost makes me think, looking at the way he's got the table set up where it says Ted DiBiase and Virgil, and it's got Ted DiBiase's picture.
Yeah.
It's almost as if like he's preying on the idea, like someone goes to the convention and they're like, oh, is Ted DiBiase here? And they go to the table and Ted DiBiase's not there right now. Like, I'd be curious if Virgil took the thing of like, oh no, he's not here right now, but if you want to do a picture with me real quick, we could do one.
Right. Well, the thing is too is like, so he was, Ted DiBiase's like butler, gimmick. When he turned on DiBiase, there was never like a payoff. There was never like a match between them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like really weird. And then they like tried to like just make him like a babyface, and it just never worked. And he kind of just.
Well, how did he even turn on him if he didn't wrestle him?
I mean, I don't know exactly, but I know there was no payoff. It was just like they split up. He turned on them. They might have had like a tag team match or something. They might have had like a Survivor Series match where it's like 4-on-4. But like, yeah, he never got like a 1-on-1 match with him.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
And then he just got squashed, and he was a jobber, and just I think he got released shortly after that. And then Ted DiBiase brought him into the NWO. And he didn't do much into the NWO either. He was just kind of there as Vincent.
Well, at least he was part of the NWO, though.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he wasn't, like, flexing the NWO shirt or something like that.
I know. That's what I was actually surprised that he never wore it in there either.
He's just really leaning on him as
because he could actually
butler.
Sell that merch. I mean, like knockoffs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm surprised he... Well, R.I.P. Virgil. Rest in power.
Yeah, I hardly knew thee.
I saw on Twitter, by the way, there was this big. I don't even fully remember what the drama was around it, but the side drama was somebody died. No, it was the guy who burnt himself alive.
Yeah,
we don't need to go deep into that, but somebody said "rest in power."
Yep.
And the guy who burnt himself alive for something in the Middle East was a white guy.
Yeah.
And so there was an outrage because someone said, this other person was like, you got to quit using rest in power is only for black people.
Yep.
And I was not aware of that.
I wasn't aware of that either, but I know black people use it.
Yeah. But apparently it's only supposed to be, according to this, a select group on Twitter.
Right.
But so I was going to take it out of my vernacular of rest in power. But in this case, Virgil...
Rest in power.
Rest in power. So, speaking of wrestling.
Yeah, Sting's last match.
Yeah, so I heard about this. It was during Cake-Horn Day.
Yes. That
I was celebrating on Twitch. So I missed out on it.
So I didn't see the match either. It was Sting and Darby Allin, who are the AEW Tag Team Champions. Mm-hmm. They were fighting the Young Bucks, which I'm not a fan of the Young Bucks. People like... a lot of people in the wrestling universe call the Young Bucks like one of the best tag teams in the world. I don't get it. Not a huge fan of them. What I took away from Sting and Darby Allin's match or whatever, there was one spot where Darby Allin like jumps off this ladder into a real sheet of glass.
Yeah.
And it just, fucking, it like his whole back is fucking cut up and shit, and he just lays there. I don't know what happened in the match, anything like that. I know Sting and Darby won. But I kind of wanted to just bring this up because like Sting's been around for like ever, and I just never have been a fan of Sting. Like he's just been there. Like when I was growing up, you know, he was the biggest antagonist to the NWO, and I was like an NWO fan because they were like cool. I like Scott Hall, I like Kevin Nash. Like Hogan was corny, but like it worked, right? And like just their group was just cool, and like Sting always went against them. I was like, you know, fuck Sting. I don't really like him. Like, so I could like take or leave Sting. Like, I don't know if like I'm in the minority for that, but like, you know, a lot of his shit was in TNA, obviously WCW. Those are his two sons dressing up as his other gimmicks like Surfer Sting and Wolfpack Sting.
Oh yeah, Wolfpack Sting. That's right.
Well, I just never was a big fan.
Yeah, his big thing was he was basically like. Now I wasn't super into wrestling or even WCW, NWO stuff back then. The only wrestling I watched back then was like Stone Cold for a little bit. But his big thing was like he was basically the Crow. Yeah, which was a big movie at the time.
Which is it's funny you bring that up, right?
Yeah.
So it's been on record that like Scott Hall came up with the Crow character for him. You know, he was doing his makeup, you know, in the back, and like he wanted to change his look, and he's like, "Have you ever seen the Crow movie?" And he said, "No." He's like, "Dude, you know, you should do it white, black makeup, and you know, you should check that movie out." Up until like recently, that was the story between Sting and Scott Hall. Like Scott Hall came up with it, he started doing it.
Yeah.
The other, like, it was literally like last week, Sting was like, "I've never seen The Crow. It was never about that," and all this stuff. And I'm like, there is like documented stuff, like documentaries and shit that like the story was from Scott Hall. He told him that, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea," and now he like changed up his whole story. It's really weird.
Why would he? Yeah, that's weird that he would change that, because like his whole thing was he didn't speak. He was like a vigilante sort of thing to go against the NWO organization, and you know there was something kind of. I mean, to see him come down, I remember seeing the clips of him coming from the from the roof or whatever. So just down from the ceiling.
Do me a favor. Look up Surfer Sting.
Okay.
Because there's a point that I want to make. So Surfer Sting, when he first Sting started off his career as like a bodybuilder, and you know, like a lot of the guys do, and he met somebody at the gym, and look how jacked he is right there. I just want to see you to see his physique, because there's a funny clip on Eric Bischoff's podcast, 83 Weeks with Conrad.
Yeah.
They talk about Starrcade 97, where Sting finally fights Hogan. You know, WCW gets back in power. Look how jacked he is.
Oh, yeah, he's
jacked. Now, go to Starrcade 97 Sting.
Okay, so Sting.
Because they have a funny bit in the 83 Weeks that... once, because Sting didn't talk for like a year and a half. This was like an 18-month build-up against Hogan, and they said like as soon as he walked through the door, like to enter the ring, the whole like mystique of Sting just went out the window, because he look how small and just deflated he looks. And there's a clip from their podcast that, you know, they didn't want to give him the title because he wasn't tan. And, you know, Conrad goes off. He's like, because he wasn't fucking tan? But, like, look how, like, just... Yeah. Like, his whole... Like I said, his whole mystique just, like, went out. Like, because he was fucking huge as Surfer Sting. He was a bodybuilder. And now he looks super small.
Well, but the thing is, though, if you look up... This is why I still believe it's got to be the Crow, because look at the body shape of the guy from that movie, not the Crown, the Crow. God damn it! He's a small dude. Yeah, like he's a skinny, you know, kind of. What would you call it? Like, he's
an emo guy.
Yeah, he's a skinny emo kid. So, and that was the whole thing. So he does fit that idea. But yes, in wrestling it doesn't. But it's still like the mystery of it,
right?
It still is there's still something to it. Now I don't know. This clip probably doesn't have him wrestling because looks like it's taken off of a tape.
But yeah, like it's just and after they said that, I rewatched that intro and I was like, yeah, that like it kind of just all of his momentum just got sucked out because he wasn't in the best shape. They said that I've heard podcasts that he was on a lot of like painkillers at that time and he had an addiction and all this stuff, which it is what it is. But yeah, it's just you build up this match for like 18 months and then it's like a huge flop.
Was this before? This is September of '97.
That's before.
Okay.
Starcade would have been in December.
Well, wait. So then,
there's Virgil right there.
Oh yeah, that's kicking ass. Oh, there's Macho Man getting hit. I mean, he's killing everybody in here. He's stone colding them just by beating the shit out of them, punching them and everything. But yeah, he does look much smaller. But like the jacket adds size to him because he's got that trench coat on. But yeah, but he's not in a full wrestling match, so I'm sure in the match he takes that off. Yeah, he's doing a real wrestling match.
And the thing is too is if he was jacked, it would have been awesome because like it would have been more believable. Like Hogan was still like jacked at the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's Buff Bagwell. I mean, he's looking all buff.
Yeah,
Bagwell.
He's the stuff.
Yeah, his mom's on a forklift.
His mom might still be on a forklift. But like, yeah, I was gonna ask you, bringing this up, like, is there something or someone that like people like think might be the greatest thing on earth but you think is either overrated or you're just not a fan of? Because that would be like my thing for wrestling as far as Sting. Like everyone wanted to see him against Undertaker, which I would
So you mean like the rest of the world thinks it's awesome and I just think it's just that's overrated?
Like a person, an artist, anything.
You know what? There's I mean, there's a lot I think that's overrated, but I'm gonna say like, as far as like, I don't watch current TV shows now. I think anything that's hyped up now for TV and all that is overrated.
Right.
Like I don't even pay attention to any of that shit. But I want to say like some of the there's like some of like the shows on like USA, for example. I forget, this came up recently. Maybe it was with you for trivia or something like that, where there's like these shows where it's like Suits, or whatever that shit is they put on USA. Like the people talk about these shows, like, and it's surprisingly a lot of people watch them. And I think these are the dumbest shows ever. Right. But there's not one that really stands out right away.
Like for example, another one for me is like Tupac. I think Tupac's super.
Oh
overrated.
yeah. No, I think he's overrated. Yeah.
Or like I know you've mentioned the movie Scarface. Before,
Yeah, Scarface is overrated. True. Yeah, I think that there's stuff like that. Scarface is a movie worth watching.
Right. It's a decent to good movie, but like when people are like, "Oh man, Scarface is my favorite movie," like that's not how I like.
People who are obsessed with Scarface are watching it like they watch pornography, where they're imagining themselves as Tony Montana.
Right.
Like it's the same way you watch porn, you can imagine yourself like you're the one doing the fucking.
Yeah. POVs.
Yeah. Like no. That's what it speaks more about the person than it does about the movie. Because I'll tell you this, people who love Scarface, I probably am not into them.
I mean, I would rather be Boston George from Blow.
See, I think Blow's a little overrated too.
See, I like the movie Blow, but I
like it better than Scarface.
Yeah, and but I don't think it's the best movie in the world.
No, I would say the problem with like Blow is it gave me a Hollywood ending.
Yeah.
But I understand it's a true story, so that you can only do so much with that. But I just didn't like it. I would have rather they did like Scorsese does really good with crime movies because when it's over, it's over. Like think of like how quickly Wolf of Wall Street, like when he's done, like when he's done and over with, and he's reached his peak, and it's the end of the movie. It's the end of the movie. There isn't much else. Like he's going to court, he's going to jail. That's it. And then it's just like boom, it's him at a convention, selling something. Or Goodfellas is another example. By the time he's turning himself in, and like flipping on his, becoming like a informant, and testifying against all his people. That's the end of the movie.
Right.
He doesn't know. And I felt that that blow dragged its feet a little bit at the end.
Yeah, with the daughter and shit like that.
Yeah, it was kind of unnecessary. Like it told the story to put a bow on it, but that's not what we're watching it for. We're not watching it to see if he redeemed himself. We don't care.
Yeah.
We don't care if those. That's where I think Scarface does a little bit better. Is that he dies at the end?
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. I'm sorry if you haven't seen it. It's been 4 years, but
yeah, because you want to see the come up and you want to see the downfall and done.
Yeah, that's all you need.
You don't need a redemption story.
You don't need all that stuff. But I think, definitely. As far as like Scarface is definitely an overrated movie. I think people like in the same vein. I think Tupac's overrated. I think Tupac's overrated because Tupac is not. He's not thug life. We may have talked about this before. He's not thug life.
It's kayfabe.
It's straight kayfabe. He's playing a role. The rumor is, and I lean on this, I believe it, that Tupac was a gay guy. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but he was. Look at old interviews from way back in the day. Back his what's that? Humpty Hump. What's that?
Yeah, Digital Underground.
Digital Underground days, and when he's young like that, he's very like swishy in his way of acting. Very soft, has a soft touch. And it's like what's her name? Married to
Jada Pinkett.
Jada Pinkett always talking about how much she loves him.
Yep.
And people would be like, "Why you cucking Will by talking about how much you love him?" I don't think she's talking about loving Tupac like a romantic lover,
like a girlfriend.
Like a girlfriend. That's her gay friend.
I could see it.
That's her gay friend.
I could see it.
And by the way, I think you told me about because Tupac did that movie with Janet Jackson.
Yeah.
And she wanted him to get tested because she was afraid he was going to get AIDS.
Yep.
I remember you telling me that. I was like, man, why would, especially back then, not early 90s, Janet Jackson worry about him having AIDS because he's fucking so many different girls?
Right.
Then it hit me. I'm like, no, he's gay, and she wanted him to be tested for AIDS because she thought it was a risk.
Right.
For him.
That's a valid point. That's a very valid
That makes way more sense.
It does, because it is difficult to get AIDS with heterosexual sex.
Yeah.
Right? So, that does make a lot of sense.
And I think he was a good actor.
Yeah.
Definitely. I've seen his movies. I mean, these are not like award-winning films, but he does a good job
in them. Role.
Yeah.
In most of them.
And I just think he was playing the role, and he got caught up in his own hype.
Yep.
You know, he's sniffing his own farts a little bit too much. And I also think that's probably why his output was so much, because I bet if Suge got a whiff of him being gay, bro, he would have. And it probably if he didn't die,
right, and
he probably would have came out,
and
he would have.
As far as I know, he was never in like a relationship with, like, I'd never seen him with a girl, like, you know, like as far as like a Hollywood relationship or anything like that. Think
about this. Let me pull up a picture of Tupac. There's a few things I want to point out. And again, I'm not saying it's bad that he's gay. It's fine if he's gay. You know, he's a victim of the times. But there's a few things that stand out. Look at the way he wears his headband. He wears his headband where the tie's in the front.
Yep.
That's how women wear their headbands.
That's true.
Women wear their headbands like this. If you were in prison, it's okay, let's do thug life. If you're in prison, walking around prison with your headband tied like this, looking like this,
that's true. He also had
you're gonna be someone's
ring.
bitch. Yeah, the nose, especially in the 90s. Nowadays it's a little different.
Yeah.
But in the 90s, having a stud in your nose like that, that was not something. I don't know, man. I think he was a softie.
You make a lot of good points.
That's what I'm thinking.
I never really thought about that, but yeah, that.
And he had to over deliver,
overcompensate, because that's like, so Aaron Hernandez, the guy that ended up killing himself, that played in the NFL. People said when he went to prison, people said he was gay, because there was a whole documentary about it, and or at least, like, you know, the killing, his football career and all that. Well, one of the dudes was like, you know, what do you do if you're a closeted gay guy and you don't want to come out and you don't want people to think you're gay, you go the other way and you become super masculine. So he had a bunch of tattoos and all this other shit. And like, there's guys in prison that were like, yeah, like he was my boyfriend or he was this or whatever. And that was part of the reason that people think he killed himself. Well, that and his girl and his kid, he needed like if he killed himself, they would have got his money. So people say he did it for that too, so that it wouldn't be seized in court system and shit.
No, I think that he's... So I know the original question is who did I think is overrated, but I just think that there's just something that always bugged me about Tupac. He's very... I always liked Biggie. I always thought he was more skilled lyrically.
Yeah.
Tupac was a better performer.
Well, I just found this out too. Biggie never had a lazy eye.
What?
Hear me out. I saw this meme, and I'm pretty sure it's true. He didn't have a lazy eye. He just always kept one eye on Puffy.
I saw that. Yeah, where it's like...
So...
Which, speaking of, Diddy's got his... 50 Cent is keeping an eye on Diddy.
He is.
He's picking up the slack. He's the new king of New York.
Yeah, he might have a lazy eye now.
He's funding the documentary of, I think it's called Surviving Diddy.
Oh, God.
He keeps talking about that. Obviously, Diddy's been getting sued left and right for all kinds of stuff. A while ago, 50 Cent, there's this headline, 50 Cent offers to buy Revolt, which is that network that Diddy owns, after Diddy's sexual assault lawsuit. Says, I'll give you a few dollars. I like this. 50 Cent is such a fucking troll.
Well, the thing is 50 Cent might have more money than him now.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because of all of his, like, that vitamin water deal that he just, like, kind of flipped.
Yeah.
With BMF, I believe that's his show, Black Mafia Family on Stars. And he had the Power.
Yeah.
And the BMF, I think, is a spinoff of that.
Yeah, Power's still going. He's got different things with Power. He signed a deal. I was reading his book recently, and he's signed this. He's got a deal with, I forget what network is it? Stars that has that.
He's got Stars.
He's got movie deals, so it's all bundled. He's got to do the shows, and he's got movie deals, and so he can pretty much just make what he wants. And he's just got tons of money from that. Not to mention the music.
Right. Well, they were mentioning there's like rumors because Raw is going to Netflix next year.
Yeah.
And The Rock is big on now, the TKO board. So people are wondering if Netflix went and got Raw so they could get The Rock to exclusively do movies for Netflix.
I'm sure there's a play there for sure. But yeah, going back to 50 Cent here, this is an older article when I Googled it. He goes, 50 Cent, after Diddy founded TV network Revolt, announced that the 54-year-old mogul was stepping down from his role as chairman, because this was with all the lawsuits.
Similar to Vince.
Yep. Vince. Jesus. 50 Cent, I was going to say, Vince took to X on Tuesday. No, 50 Cent took to X, a.k.a. Twitter, on Tuesday to propose an offer. I'll buy that from you, Playboy, for the low, because Cadillac and AT&T gonna pull out, which is the sponsors.
Yep.
He wrote above 2 photos of headlines about Diddy stepping down. I'll give you a few dollars for it now. Sell it to me, and then we can be friends. I'm serious. Call my phone.
Oh, 50.
And then I guess recently. This was just 13 hours ago. 50 Cent mocks Diddy's legal woes while pleading for love from the Phoenix crowd. So he did a live show. 50 Cent continued taunting Diddy. He just fucking... 50 Cent's one of the best trolls.
Yeah.
Back in the day, this is going way back, when Rick Ross was coming up.
Yeah.
And I don't know. This is another one which I'm surprised Rick Ross was able to survive this. So this is over 10 years ago. Him and Rick Ross were going back and forth. So to troll Rick Ross, he gets Rick Ross's baby mama and interviews him and interviews her, and she just spills out. And this is back on his website called like thisis50.com or whatever, one of those, whatever he had. And she just is putting out, and he's giving her money. But here's the bigger thing: Rick Ross stole his name. You ever see that movie CB4?
No, but
Okay, so he stole his name from the real
Rick Ross.
Ross, freeway Rick Ross, who was a massive crack dealer back in the day. And the Rick Ross that we know was actually a prison guard before he was. And maybe nowadays it doesn't matter so much, but back in the day, like
your cred.
Yeah. And I'm surprised it didn't affect him.
Yeah.
He survived that.
And whose concert did 50 like buy the first like
It was Ja
3
Rule.
rows
He bought
of
out
tickets
He bought out like the first 5 rows or something of his
so
concert.
no one would be close?
He just fucking trolls him.
Like, that's amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting about 50 Cent is like he's super like dedicated to like discipline is what I mean.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't drink.
Yeah.
He won't drink. He doesn't smoke weed. He doesn't fuck around with any of that. Because you'd always think like, oh man, he's probably just like, always fucking around. No, he's but man, does he troll these guys? He fucking, I don't know. He's an interesting guy for that very reason. How did we get on to? Oh yeah, because Diddy.
Yeah.
So what is going on? There was something with him where it was coming out. I got sidetracked with the 50 Cent thing, but Diddy, it was Justin Bieber, was it? There was something going on with like boys. Diddy faces new sexual assault lawsuit amidst resurfaced Justin Bieber video. This is from a day ago. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't really dug into any of these Diddy stuff, but it keeps popping up.
Yeah, as the legal public narratives unfold, the country. What? How did it? It was something though where recent developers have seen Diddy's legal woes and testify with a new lawsuit from a male producer alleging drug-induced sexual assault. So a dude.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, there's been a lot of gay accusations with him, Usher, Meek Mills.
Yeah, Meek Mills. That's the one. Meek Mills. Was it Meek Mills that he had sex with? Or?
Something like that, or a threesome or something.
Yeah,
But I think Diddy's been sucking dick.
Yeah, which, hey, again, I'm not here to shame anybody who is who's
Can't
gay.
stop, won't stop.
No, but the problem is you can't be forcing yourself and drugging people and using your, trying to basically blackmail other men to have sex with you. Consensual, I'm all for it. Go for it. Have fun. But don't do it the Diddy way.
The Diddy did.
Yeah. Meek Mills. What's the news story on that? Rapper Meek Mills denies Diddy's relationship claims as he drops new independent album. Oh, what good timing. Andrew Tate accuses Meek Mill of having sexual relations with Diddy. Andrew Tate's getting into it now.
Man.
What was the thing with Meek Mill, by the way? Remember there was like Free Mills or something like that?
I've never gotten into Meek Mills. I don't know any of his music. I don't know. And people actually have told me, based on the music that I like, that I would like Meek Mills, and I just never...
TMZ, here we go. This is from like last week. Meek Mill repeatedly insists he's not gay. Reacts to reckless Diddy rumors. I like the original headline, though, before I clicked on that, was vehemently denies being gay. They changed from vehemently to repeatedly. Maybe vehemently was too strong. Okay, now Meek Mills is now roped into the latest Diddy lawsuit drama. This is what I heard about. Quite salaciously and carelessly, we might add. Yeah. And yet, he's taken the bait and publicly responding to a rant about being straight as an arrow. The Philly rapper has been on a wild tweet storm since Wednesday in response to a number of users who are posting memes and jokes after Meek was obliquely referenced in Rodney Jones' suit against Diddy. Oh, so he's being referenced in it. He's being roped in like Lesnar.
Yes. So there is a document similar to the Vince McMahon one that I haven't deep dived into.
Yeah.
That, all this stuff is coming out from.
The docs don't name Meek, but very clearly allude to him. Really? The lawsuit includes a footnote addressing a redacted name and describes the identity of that person as a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, so it's similar to the Lesnar thing where they were like, this UFC fighter that's also a wrestler that was coming back to wrestling.
Folks online had a field day with this once the docs were published, and Meek ended up going on the attack, firing off several different tweets to deny he's gay or that he was involved in any romantic way with Diddy, as it was recklessly suggested in the wild legal claim. All right, so here's some of the tweets. I'm from Philly. I don't do coke or freaky-ass Molly. Nobody won't even offer me coke because I'm that heavy.
Okay.
No man or what would ever approach me about gay activity, and the whole place don't get flipped. Woke up seeing this on every blog. They know I'm coming. Academics and alcoholic. DJ Academics is probably the one talking about it. Fully powered by the white man. Who you think posting that on every website? Oh, it's a conspiracy. They be so mad they can't stop it. It's a few groups. I don't know. Bitch ass N-words ain't gonna play no games with me. They trying to do damage control. The same thing they almost tricked y'all with, little baby. I don't even know what that means. Every black blog site enhanced that post to make me seem gay. I changed laws for our people. I don't know what he's talking about. I donate millions. You could be gay and still do all that.
Right.
Why not? Why not be gay and do all that? It's even better. You're not only a black man changing laws, but you're a gay black man.
Yeah.
I don't know why
and
he's
you could change more laws.
Yeah, why is he being so homophobic right now? When I got a girl around me, I'm fucking her twice a day.
I saw this one.
Ask some of your favorites. Pussy don't control me, but it's like a high. One love to the gay people, but that juicy pussy do it for me. I done ran red lights to get that feeling. Y'all weird on here like devils. Sounds really straight, bro.
Yeah.
If you support me now, then when, if you support me now, then when he needs commas. That's what he needs. These tweets are really hard to read. Then when I own the masters and the pub to my creations, I'm going to cut a deal with the governor where 10% of my music earnings go to Philadelphia school systems. I'm going to show you, because that's your, I'm not gay.
I donate to school.
Yeah.
Gay people don't do that.
Yeah, what are you saying, dude? And how much is that really, though? I'm sure he gets a lot on his publishing, but 10%.
Right.
What are we talking about?
Same shit you're talking about.
Okay, so he goes after academics. Other people have also been referenced in Rodney's lawsuit. The guy suing Diddy, who are not named. That's gonna be interesting, though. Diddy, man, he's gonna be Diddy and Vince.
Diddy and Vince.
There was something else. So there's a photo of Nicki Minaj in here. This reminded me. So apparently, I think it's her brother is a sex offender.
Okay.
And in California, if there's a sex offender,
they chop their dick off?
No, they're not that crazy. But what they got to do is they got to announce in a public event, they have to let people know that they're there. So let me see if I can find it. Let's see. California concert. Yeah, let's see. Let's see if we can find it in the news here. What fans need to know before heading to Hollywood Park. I think this might be it. Let's see if it has it. There was a post. No, okay. No, they're actually just talking about the concert. But there was basically what it was is it has the event to buy tickets. Here we go. It has a warning letting people know there's a sex offender. So it goes disclaim. So apparently this is fake. I thought it was real.
Oh, okay.
So apparently it's been proven it's a In late 2024, amid a feud between rappers Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion, a purported screenshot of a Live Nation page advertising a March 1st, 2024 Minaj concert in Oakland, California went viral on X, because I saw this. And it basically has Nicki Minaj presents Pink Friday 2 World Tour, buy tickets. Disclaimer, please be advised that in accordance with California state regulations, we are obligated to disclose the presence of a level 3 sex offender backstage. Mr. Kenneth Petty will be present, which I think is her brother or something.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's her husband. Her husband's a sex offender. Mr. Kenneth Petty will be present. Attendees under the age of 18 must be accompanied by an adult or age 18 or older, identified, blah, 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 blah.
So this is fake, right?
Apparently this is fake.
Okay, so is this like the next level of like beefing between rappers? Like Megan Thee Stallion's like, this is how I'm gonna get back at you. I'm gonna post this fake thing about your husband, the sex offender, to get back at you. That's fucking next level shit. That's funny.
So, yeah, the image showed a disclaimer suggesting the president of Minaj's husband, Kenneth Petty, necessitated the disclosure of a sex offender attending the show. And do they talk about... Yeah, he was convicted for attempted first-degree rape.
Wow.
In 1995. Wow. Okay, so he's just straight up raping.
Yeah.
About, what is that, 30 years ago?
Yeah.
I mean, people can learn, you know, if he served his time, you know, I guess, technically, but...
Yeah, Megan Thee Stallion released a single hiss that made several references that fans interpreted to be digs at Minaj.
Yeah, so that's... Okay, well then I guess that makes sense. But yeah, you got to be careful. You can't be getting into beefs, you know.
Pull up all kind of shit. Like, you know, I don't know if rap beefs still happen like they did in the 90s and stuff like that. I'm sure they did. Yeah. You know, I just don't pay attention to it. But this is there's some next level shit on these beefs because you can use AI, you can use social media. Like that wasn't there back when like Nas and Jay-Z were beefing or Tupac or Biggie and shit like that. Imagine like you know how much like Photoshop shit that like Tupac could have used with like Faith Evans.
Oh yeah.
Or Faith Evans.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was gonna say Faith Hill.
No, that's
yeah. But yeah, all the shit that they could have done back in the day, man. Even with like 50 Cent and like Ja Rule and shit, dude, this shit would have been fucking crazy.
Yeah, this is pretty good. Yeah, AI is gonna take it to a whole new level now.
Yeah.
I read this morning. The rumors are that Putin is going to start using AI and like deep fakes to I guess essentially troll, but like to cause problems.
Yeah.
Like, because I was talking to somebody about it today, and they're like, well, think about this. What if, you know, say we have our president Joe Biden, you do a deep fake of him saying, hey, there is a bomb going off or something like that, and it goes viral in an area, and people will lean to possibly believe it.
Right. Yeah, especially if you're not in that area and you can't see it, and you see it on, you know, X or whatever social platform. Like,
yeah. And so there is something to that. But then I was thinking this. I was like, okay, what's the long-term effects of this? So if other countries start to mess with us, like doing an information warfare type of thing, which I know they do. They've done it in the past, where they've done, like, I remember hearing about back, I think this was around like 2016 or so, where it was linked to Russian agitators, where they'd go on these Facebook groups and they would agitate like BLM groups, and then they would agitate like right-wing groups, and they would set up protests in the same area to cause them to fight. Right. And there's people that there's kind of like conspiracies about like the riots in 2020 were kind of linked to some of that stuff.
Right. And like the people that would leave like the pallets full of like bricks and shit.
Yeah, that was wild. Yeah. Which, you know, all it takes is like, well, we know there's going to be a protest. We know there's going to be some fighting. And, we're also just going to order a pallet of bricks and have it delivered there. And, you know, who knows? You know, could be some foreign country. What's it take? Right. You know, you can do it all online. So, you know, it could be just some dude sitting in a Russian hut.
Yeah. Like, look at what I did.
Yeah. But anyway, so I was thinking about that. I was like, okay, so if that's true and that's what ends up happening, here's the silver lining. is eventually we'll stop trusting everything we read online.
Yeah.
Which, growing up, that's what my parents used to tell me all the
Right.
time. It's like, well, just because they'd be like, where'd you read that? I'd be like, well, I read that on the internet. You can't believe everything you read online. And then you fast forward, and then everything they believe is what they see on Facebook.
Right.
And it's like, we need to get back to the part where we're like, just because it's online doesn't mean we can trust it.
Yeah.
Like, we got to get... So, I see that. I would actually love it if it's like, you see any video, because then think about this. If you have an embarrassing video of yourself floating around, you could be like, that's just AI. And people are like, we're good, whatever.
Yeah, that wasn't me.
Yeah. It's just, that was AI.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But instead of ordering, a pallet full of bricks, what these people should be doing is ordering some W.
Oh, yes.
This episode is brought to you by W Energy.
W.GG.
W.GG.
Yes.
Energy drink. I've been drinking it every day. I don't drink coffee. I've been trying to limit the pop.
Yeah.
This shit gives you energy, man. It makes you focus. They just dropped a new flavor of cherry limeade, I believe today or yesterday.
I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna order some.
But use the promo code 64bit legends. I have two of the flavors. I have a hydration one and I have an energy one. I've been drinking both of them each day and I feel fucking amazing. The flavors are good. There's no crash. So if you want to eliminate the caffeine or the coffee or the pop that you drink, try out W Energy. It's good, man. I've tried. Let me see here. I got this this Galaxy grenade right there.
Ooh,
that's the flavor I have for the energy, and I also have it's like watermelon, something or other. But they're always
watermelon, guava, and lime.
Yeah, and then the hydration one that I do have is I believe it's some kind of watermelon lemonade or something like that.
Well, and I've noticed that the last few times you come over here, you got it in your shaker there. You got it all mixed up, ready to go. I think I'm gonna get a
little sample pack.
I'm gonna do a sample pack. Yep, and I'm also gonna do I'm gonna do the hoodie. Yeah, listen, it looks like you can get a hoodie.
Yeah.
You can get a W hoodie. And you use code, what is it?
64-bit legends.
Yeah.
For 10% off.
Yep.
And, enjoy your W. There's, like I said, there's a sampler pack. You get 5 different flavors. You can get your own W shaker. And they're coming, they're coming out with new flavors all the time.
Yeah, this looks really good. I am a big fan of getting some flavors in here. That's just why, but also not having the sugar and everything. And I was just looking at the supplements, and as I'm fasting here, I'm actually craving this. My mouth is literally. I'm being honest with you. My mouth is literally watering right now, thinking of this flavor of Calio cream energy, and I'm looking at the nutritional facts, and I'm seeing it's got some caffeine in it. But I don't see any sugar whatsoever. No. And the caffeine's not even that crazy. It's like 150 milligrams.
Yeah.
And
with each
it's
one
like 2 Red Bulls.
Each one of these bottles, you get like 30 drinks out of it. So,
well, yeah, there you go. And that's a whole scoop. You probably don't even need. That's like, I probably wouldn't even take a full scoop.
Right.
I'd probably be a half scoop at a time.
Yeah. And it tastes.
I do 5 half scoops.
I'm not a big guy. Not a big like non-sugar drinks, and I drink these. I drink them every day. I take one to work. Helps me focus, concentrate, reaction, everything that they advertise. It works. No, and they have a 4.5 star rating on here.
Yeah. Just on this flavor alone, Calio cream. This is brand new. Everyone's loving it.
Yep.
Can't get enough. So get it. Code 64bit legends.
All one word.
Yep. No spaces. Get those spaces out of there. If you use a space, you're a fucking loser.
Yeah, you are a fucking loser.
But you know you won't be a loser if you get some W energy.
No, yeah. Go to w.gg.
But yeah, I think we pretty much caught up with all the big stories here today. Yeah. We got there's some stuff coming up here. I know that the 64-bit legend we talked about it on the last episode. Yeah. So if you missed that, definitely go back and listen to that. We broke down some of the stats from the 64-bit Rumble. I know the Mania is
right around the corner. We're gonna be setting that up.
Yep.
Hopefully Sam WO and Y2 Drew can come back in the house and possibly T the Monster.
We got to talk to Astro Dynamo.
Yep.
Because he's the winner there going up against Nun Man.
Yep.
Get his thoughts. And there's just a lot of stuff happening. So be prepared. Plus, I'll be celebrating my 4 years.
4 years.
4 years of streaming. We've been doing this podcast now for 4 years.
Yeah,
I think we talked about that last time. That was the anniversary of the podcast, technically. And my anniversary for streaming is coming up here in March, around the 15th.
Okay.
I think it's the 15th is the day. Now, I don't know if I'll be streaming that day exactly because it is like a weekday. We'll be doing a nice big marathon. Everyone's going to have a fun time. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, and St. Patrick's Day is around the corner. We usually do a power hour for that.
Yep.
Live on twitch.tv/Melvin Troy.
Yep.
Follow us on Instagram, subscribe on all social media platforms, pretty much. And wherever you can find a podcast, subscribe there too. And yeah, we have a lot of big things. We're going to be more consistent with the show this year. We finally figured out a schedule that works.
Yep.
And I think that might be it.
Yeah, that's it. That's all we got. So fucking, we gave you a lot. Take it, process it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Diddy did. He processed a lot.
No, he did.
So until next time, what you gonna do, brother? When one eye is looking at you and one eye is looking at Diddy. Until next time, I'm Bobby Caboose. This is Melvin Troy. See ya.